Okay, hello everybody, Carving Fusion here. This will be the second video for all the Dremel Foredom tools I use. On this video, we're going to hook up the Dremel flex shaft to this cheaper, more affordable Wen Rotary tool. So it's fair to say, in the world today, not everybody can afford a Dremel. And even if you can afford a Dremel, you might want to just see if you enjoy wood carving or not, the power carving with Dremel tools and stuff like that. So this is the more affordable way to go for the very, very beginning Dremel carver, okay? If you want to see if you enjoy it or not. So here we got this, this is on my Amazon store. I do make a profit. All the profit goes towards the channel from Amazon. So, Amazon makes you say that. All the stuff that I use in these videos are basically in my Amazon store. So when I'm speaking for this Wen Rotary tool, this is the cheapest one. I think this one is maybe like 36 Canadian dollars. You can get the tack life. You can get any cheaper rotary tool. And most of them, I say almost all of them, do hook up to the Dremel flex shaft. Why I say hook up the Dremel flex shaft to this tool? Because this flex shaft that they give you, well, from all my years' experience, they're just not very good because the burrs, when you tighten it up, the burrs slip out of there. The bits slip out when you're carving, and they do heat up. But don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. If you're just thinking about getting into wood carving and you don't know if you want to start spending a lot of money in it, this will work. This bit will work, but you guys can figure out how to hook that up yourself. It's not very hard. It just goes on like this. You can look at my previous Dremel video with the flex shaft and it will show you all the details about change. If this stops running, you can change the brushes in here too. You can look at the brushes. It's got a hanger to hang. And so anyways, let's get the let's open up the Dremel. First of all, I know I get ahead of myself, sorry. So I'm going to put this aside, but you guys, if you just want to try it, you can buy this package and it will work for you, okay? So you can see I already threw the instructions away. So you get this little pack too. Most of these bits in these packages, I just think they're not very good. But keep this around for another day. You know, the more bits and tools you get, the better. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and I'm going to put it in this box and we'll see what bits we need. Okay, so in this package, there was just some little stone burrs. I don't throw these away. I keep them around in case one day I need them. They don't last very long. And you got all these little sanding. Let's do this. Lots of sanding bits, okay? So you got all these, and you got these little white buffing wheels. They're like cloth, okay? So what will I take out of here? You got little drill bits. You got some little diamond burrs. Okay, you got this little mandrel, which is, it will work for like little sanding discs like this. Okay, so this will, you got a little screw there and it screws on, or it will work for like little razor cut discs. Okay, so that's that. So you got a sander like this. These are good to have. And these little sanders go on like this. So, and then you tighten up that screw right there, and it will make this, the rubber underneath, expand and tighten up over there. So you got a little sharpening stone. You got this bit for these buffer bits, and this just screws in here. Sorry about, it's not zooming in, but we really don't want to focus on this stuff anyways. And you got this little thing. Okay, this bit is for your flex shaft. This little wrench here, let me see if I can turn some better lighting here. This little bit's for your flex shaft. For when you want to swap out your burrs, you got a little hole in here. Okay, and then you spin this, let the thing get in the hole, then you can lock it up anyway, so you can see how that works. Okay, so let's talk about hooking up the Dremel flex shaft to this. So you got all this, let me move all this stuff. I'm going to run this at full-time speed. So you got your locking pin here, okay? This goes up to 30,000 RPMs. Here's your speed control. I just run them full blast. You got your locking pin here. So we take this off here. We lock it on. And we take these pieces out here. The first screw. And then there's your collet. Okay. So I believe the square Dremel piece does not fit on here to hook up the Dremel flex shaft. So let me pull that. Let me open up this package. And what I'm talking about is this piece right here. Okay. because this is square inside. Let me open it up and I'll be back. Okay, so I opened this up. I took out all the tools that came with it, okay? So here is that little square piece I was talking about. You see inside there, that is square. I don't know if you can see on camera, but inside that little hole there is square, okay? So here's your Dremel flex shaft that I took out of the package. This inner flex shaft, so you can pull it out. Sometimes you need to get little needle nose pliers to pull it out like this. But you can see this is square. So for a normal Dremel, this would just fit right in there. And that's all you need to do. And then this will spin. But this square thing does not fit on this. It does not thread on. This is too big. This is too small. Okay. So we have to do something else. Okay. So the Dremel piece, let's just put it aside. So when you've taken these things off your tool at the very beginning of the video I did, okay, here's your collet, right? This is 1/8. Here's your top nut, and here's this. You don't need to use this. This just goes bye-bye. So you put your collet in here, okay, that you get with the Wen or any tack lathe or sometimes the square, I think the square nut that Dremel gives you does fit on the tack lathe, but this is what you do when the square doesn't work, okay? You put your collet in there, you put your piece on, your nut on, okay? Don't tighten it up too much, leave it loose. Then what you do is you get the square piece inside of the collet, but sometimes it just won't go in because your collet's still too tight. You need to make it looser. So you pull it off, right? You go like this, and you check that to make sure it goes in. Okay, so it does go in there, see? But just stretch it out a bit. So all I'm doing is just stretching that collet out just a little bit. Okay, so it makes it easier, right? So, how I'm going to deal with this problem, I'm going to put this nut on the flex shaft already, and I'm going to put the inner flex shaft for the Dremel on the collet, inside the collet. Then I'm going to put the collet here, okay? So it's inside there now. Then I'm going to put this in. Screw it in. Now, it's tricky. Sometimes, let me get this all locked up. Sometimes this inner flex shaft, let's get this on here, and let's screw it on, see if it works. It might work. What I'm going to say, sometimes you need to adjust how far this inner flex shaft goes in and out of the collet to make it work for this, okay? But sometimes you don't. So let me get this screwed on. Okay, I'll get this screwed on and I'll be back. Okay, so I got it screwed on. I got this plugged into the wall, okay? Let's turn it on. Let's see if this is spinning right here. Yes, it's spinning. It worked. But sometimes you just need to adjust that little flex shaft in there, tighten it up, and make sure it works, okay? So now we got our Dremel flex shaft here going, hooked up to the Wen. And we got this package of Dremel stuff right here. So let's open this up. I'll see if I can do it on camera. Okay. So this is all we need. I like to keep these little Dremel wrenches. I don't like to keep the Wen wrenches because they're not as good as these little wrenches. Okay. So in that package, we got this nut, and we got a 1/8 collet. All we do is we put the 1/8 collet in here. Get it in there. Come on. Why is it not going in there smoothly? Okay, so there it is. It's the collet's in. We put our nut on. Collet, nut. And I'm going to hook up this Wen to this foot control speed tell. We get any old burr. 1/8. Okay. Push our burr in, pull it out a little bit, tighten her up. Now, I want to explain something here. It's tight, okay? So let's turn it on. Perfect, it's working. Okay, so you have to refer back to my first video. Here's a brand new Dremel flex shaft, okay? And we got a brand new Wen tool, okay? So I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to show you guys it's not spinning that fast because, well, I don't know why it's not working. I do, but I want to explain and show you guys why. So let's turn it on. It's just not spinning that fast because you're going to hear it start to speed up because everything inside of this flex shaft needs to break in. So let it run for 5 to 10 minutes, okay? This is max. Can you hear it speeding up? See my coffee there on the left? It will speed up. So like I said, let your Dremel flex shaft break in. It might take 5-10 minutes, but once it finally breaks in, you're going to get full maximum use out of this. Okay, everybody, I'm going to be doing this part of the video without the microphone, so I can show you from, if you look at my number 1 video, the Dremel with the foot pedal, the speed control pedal was not working. Even though it's a good Foredom pedal, it was not working with my Dremel. But I want you to hear the sound, okay? So this is the speed control Foredom pedal. I suggest if you're going to spend money on pedal, buy a Foredom anyways, because they're the best. But watch this, okay? Listen for the sound. I'm going to show you guys. I'll turn the pedal. This usually goes on the floor, and I'll show you when I push, give it pressure and light pressure. Watch the foot control pedal does work with this tool. There you go. So it does work with different machines, just not the Dremel 4000. Don't know why. Maybe Dremel puts a little blocker in there or something. Not too sure. But so when you're going to, I'll say quickly, when you're going to use a foot control pedal, a speed control pedal, make sure that you have this on full blast, because if it's not on full blast and you got speed control, say it's on 3, okay? So that's speed control's working. And then you use speed control with your foot pedal, then you're crossing speed controls, and that's a good way to wreck your pedal or wreck your rotary carver. Oh, if you use the pedal, always keep this on max. Thanks everybody. So I hope if you can't afford a Dremel, or if you just want to try beginning Dremel wood carving, Foredom carving, get yourself the Wen works. I've used the Tack Life. I've used 4 other cheaper ones. They all work. They might not be good as the Dremel, but it will get you started. Thank you. Okay, so there you go, everybody. That just goes to show you that the speed control does work with the Wen. And I really suggest if you want to get into wood carving, get yourself a Dremel flex shaft, because they're a bit more money, but they're definitely 100% the best out there. I've tried them all, trust me. So our next video is going to be on the Foredom. I still got to make videos on all the bits that I use, the foot pedals themselves, wood burners, and on, paints, finishes, on and on and on, but we'll get it done. We'll get there. Carry on, everybody. Hope you're well. Carving Fusion, over and out.